Hi, I'm Hannah Jones and welcome back to the MASTS CASTS. These videos are being produced once a month because we now have the MASTS weekly webinars, which I do hope you're enjoying. If you haven't been able to join or want to find out who we have speaking in April and May, please check out the sign up link that is below this video with the talk titles and their speakers. This month's MASTS CAST features an interview with Meriwether Wilson, who is the co-director of the Edinburgh Ocean Leaders programme. This is a programme that is composed of 2 cohorts at the moment, and they are individuals who are invited to apply after being shortlisted from a global nomination programme. They are all making a difference in their local communities and areas with regards to the marine environment. The newly inducted 2021 group is comprised of 8 individuals, and they are joining the 6 ocean leaders from the first cohort in 2020. The leaders recently participated in the Monaco Ocean Week, and this is a part of the 12th Monaco Blue Initiative. The session, titled A New Wave of Ocean Leadership, happened on the 25th of March, and the week is all about analysis and reflection and raising awareness of the issues that are happening in the oceans. With my interview with Meriwether, I first asked her to reflect on why the programme was created and who was it for.
There's a lot of focus on youth and a lot of focus on elders, in terms of the kind of new generation and the wise generation. And we both had this kind of instinct that mid-career professionals, the guys in the middle that are just on takeoff point, guys meaning men and women, are not necessarily getting the focus and attention. And yet, let's just say you've been working for 10 years, maybe you're in your mid-30s, you can't really put a number on any of this, but you're navigating family, you're navigating career path, you're navigating where to live. So there's a lot of change that happens mid-career, and yet you've been through enough to know, kind of what challenges are and what opportunities are, and also to know sort of what sort of person you are, whether you want to start things or lead or follow, and you want to be part of a team or you want to be an entrepreneur. So you have a lot of personal emotional intelligence as well. So I think we just felt like that mid-career turn was the audience that we didn't feel there was really a strong look at. And we wanted a program where people did not have to leave their current job or their life, and they did not have to pay. And so we wanted something that was short enough and bespoke and targeted enough that you could integrate it with your life where you are and make a difference from where you are, but still be part of a global community and a global network, but also know that you were getting, you had colleagues and people that you're working closely with, very, very bespoke along the way. So that's kind of where it came from, and a little bit into some of the goals and designs.
So you very briefly mentioned that you're now based at Edinburgh, and that obviously links in very much with the name Edinburgh Ocean Leaders. But I assume that this is not an initiative that was just started by the University of Edinburgh. Have there been any partnerships or associations that really helped kickstart this?
That's right. The Monaco Foundation and the university are collaborating on this together. So those are our main, both funding partners and kind of intellectual partners as well. So that makes it a little bit interesting that your funder is your designer as well, instead of just a regular funding partner.
Absolutely. So that's a really great collaboration, huge diversity and actual breadth, geographical spread of knowledge that's coming in with this program. You've mentioned about some of the goals of this program, about supporting those mid-career individuals, irrespective of where they are, and not having to pay any money. And let's just focus a little bit more on that title. It's all about the marine environment. Am I right?
That's right. And part of the, call it the model, is we're starting with small groups, partly because we're just kind of, starting something new, feeling your way forward. And yet diversity is really key, both geographic diversity, cultural diversity, but in particular, kind of ocean sector diversity, you might say. You might work in the blue economy or hardcore conservation. You might work on development. You might work on policy. And especially people who might come from very different worldviews, hardcore NGO to renewable energy or something. And how do you collaborate and work together and find solutions across that spectrum? So not only kind of going beyond your own intellectual or world of practice and really listening to others, but also that the idea that the diversity of views coming together to solve problems, and yet you bring your knowledge from where you are, but then you listen from other places. And this idea that intersection will kind of generate a spark of new ideas and new creative solutions that you might not have had sort of staying in your own world so much.
What does being a part of the program mean, as in the actual interactions that the program provides? It's you've obviously mentioned some of the networking that can come with it, from getting to know each other, and also meeting individuals such as yourself and the funders. So being a part of the program, what can they expect to get out of it?
Yes. Well, the main kind of elements of the program is structured around a kind of core year for the ones that start the program. Now, after your core year, you're sort of ocean leader for life, we hope, so there's a kind of alumni, although we're looking for a new word for that, but there's a kind of life beyond, and it's a global network that you build and have, hopefully for a very long time. But during that first year, it's a mix of things that really kind of focus at the level of self and your own leadership from within, and your own kind of different styles of leadership, your own emotional intelligence, how you lead as a team within your organization, or maybe the organization that you're leading, and then a kind of more collective action, how you really influence at scale, working maybe at a more strategic or a higher level or an opportunistic level. So it's really those three things. And so we have a whole series of one-to-one coaching, working with all kinds of diagnostics of your personality and your team skills, and how to kind of, play with your strengths and your weaknesses and have them evolve positively. We also, right now, we're doing monthly Zooms. So we kind of have cohort building. They're very much a team of their own, learning from each other. And that's really the main thing, I think, that their shared experiences. But so this year has been entirely virtual, which is a game changer for us, just like everyone, because normally we would have had a big week-long induction in Edinburgh, both with everybody getting to know each other, as well as the advisory panel, and some big events with the university and with the city of Edinburgh on marine topics and marine issues. So, and then we also have planned a kind of, we call it a field mission, where you go somewhere pretty remote, pretty tough, and try to kind of, you can't solve a place you just landed in 1 week, but really that whole idea of place-based learning and exchange and just being in the field. So that has not happened yet either. So we've all really pivoted to remote, just like everyone else has. And we've been really surprised and pleased at the level of almost intimacy, the honesty, the openness, the sharing, the trust that they have created as a cohort through the kind of frameworks, formal frameworks of coaching. So you're trying to figure out something really complex like COVID, especially as it was unraveling in front of you last spring. And I think having each other and having a whole set of leadership frameworks and toolkits kind of gave you handles to hold on to through that change. And that's been really powerful. And then working, learning, just knowing there's someone else that even if you're in a different sector, a different part of the world, you're going through some of the same things. So that's been very, very helpful. So this year with the 2020 cohort, in theory, having their year sort of parentheses around it, in the new 2021 cohort. So we had 6 the first year, and now 8 more, so that's 14. It's a bit of a hybrid, both and hopefully we will still have a really bigger field course together somewhere very interesting, September, who knows. However, given the goal of the program is to be making a difference where you are and really influencing from the world you're in, reaching out, and yet you do have this globally distributed group of colleagues. So in some ways, that architecture actually has worked well and is something that will sustain all the time. So the face-to-face elements were always just a week in Edinburgh and a couple weeks in a field location. So they're quite important, but the rest of the year is doing things the way we're doing it now.
That's great to hear that you've been able to adapt, and that, the cohort have been so flexible. I guess they have to be, but it's good to hear that things are still progressing irrespective of the current situation. And from what I've seen online with some of these adaptations, this new cohort are going to be involved in the Online Blue Monaco initiative, which is, they're unable to attend physical events, so they'll be participating in this event, I believe. Is that correct?
Our 2020 cohort contributed as panelists as well as other speakers and kind of shaping things behind the scenes. And so they have very scripted themes. And so actually some members of our 2021 cohort and our 2020 cohort fit best with some of the themes that they want to have panelists on, going from blue economy to, say, high seas and things. That's one of the other elements of the program, is providing an opportunity for them to be a leader, a shaper, or at least part of the deep engagement of some of these high-level events, which some of them naturally are anyway because of the work that they do, but also just what that experience has been. So learning to be a digital player at the table is a whole new experience, and yet actually that's something they can really hold on to as well, because we will still be operating this way in the future for sure.
Well, this was really interesting to find a bit more about this program, and we'll be providing a link to anyone who's watching this conversation and wants to find out more about the program. All the information that we've spoken about and a bit more is in the link that is going to be below this video to the Edinburgh Ocean Leaders website. But you can also follow Edinburgh Ocean Leaders on Twitter as well. You're active on that media, and I think there might be a couple of other pieces of social media that you're also on, so we'll be providing links for all of that as well. And that just leaves me to say thank you very much for talking to me, Meriwether.
Well, thank you, Hannah, so much. And as you know, I have such a strong support and respect for MAST and the work that MAST is doing. And they're ocean leaders in their own right, all of you. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
If you would like to find out more about the Edinburgh Ocean Leaders program, then please check out the link below this video along with their social media accounts. We've provided links to the Monaco Ocean Week and the Monaco Blue Initiative program as well, so please delve into there to find out more about what this is all about. I hope you enjoyed today's interview, and stay safe and have a great weekend.